Welcome to Amazing Atheism. On this 9th episode, I'll talk about my time at the Secular Student Alliance convention. There's another battle between science and religion, and I talk a little bit about why Black Lives Matter and my interview with Martin Hughes. Let's do this.
This is R.N. Raw, and you're listening to Adamant Atheism.
So I went to the Secular Student Alliance convention last weekend. It's up in Columbus, Ohio, about an hour and a half from me, so fuck it, I just went ahead and drove up there and hung out for a few hours. I haven't been to the last couple of these, only because it's not really geared towards people like me. It's geared towards like high school students and college students. It's not the typical atheist convention that I usually go to, where it's geared towards like everybody, and there's like different talks and workshops and all that for all age groups and everything. This is specifically geared towards high school students and college students, which is great. That's awesome. I'm just saying it's not geared toward somebody like me. So I don't go there and like spend the whole day and listen to all the talks and everything, because they're geared towards students, which is an awesome thing. It's an amazing thing, because this is easily the biggest nationwide atheist secular organization around. They do really great work. I tried to start a Secular Student Alliance when I tried a year of community college, like 5 years ago. It didn't work out. I was at a real small school. It couldn't get really any interest or anything. So it just fell through, and it never came of anything. But UC, the University of Cincinnati, they have a branch of the Secular Student Alliance there. I got some friends in that group, so it was nice seeing them up there. And I got to hang out with a lot of my buddies. That's the whole reason why I went up there, really, was just to hang out with friends in the atheist community. There were a lot of pretty big names there. David Smalley was there from Dogma Debate. Stephanie Gatormsum from Think Skeptically. I think it's called Think Skeptically. Yeah, on YouTube. I got to hang out with Daryl Ray. He was there. Callie Wright, obviously, she was there. Danielle Moscato, she was there. Mandisa Thomas, got a shirt from her there. And a few others scattered throughout. So, I don't know, it was just really nice hanging out with my friends up there for the day. But what's really important about this is that it gives secular students a way to like communicate and understand that they're not alone out there. Like there's Christian groups all over the place that kids can find and be a part of that group, but there's a lot of younger secular students who don't believe in any kind of God or anything like that, and they just feel alone out there. So the Secular Student Alliance provides an atmosphere that they can be comfortable in. They can be with like-minded people and work towards progress and social justice issues and things like that afflicts people who don't really have much of a voice. They're a very liberal organization. They hold like Ask an Atheist Day for people who might have questions on campus. I've seen them do blood drives. I've seen them do like conversations with Christian groups. When I started mine, I wanted to do an actual debate at the college with the Christian group. But like I said, the group didn't turn into anything. And there was really no interest shown. So it didn't work out. But yeah, they schedule like debates. They bring in speakers from all over the country to talk at their colleges and to their groups. And the most important thing is that it provides a space for people who don't know that there's a space out there for them. People that were raised religious, thought about it for a while, realized it was all bullshit, and then they feel all alone. I remember that feeling. I was raised in a very religious environment, and after thinking about it for very long and realized that I was an atheist, I knew there was something out there because I had read like atheist books and read different perspectives and shit, but I didn't know of any groups, so it was a very like alienating feeling to understand reality and then just see all your friends and family and everybody you know walking around with this delusion. It's such an alienating feeling. So having that group, the Secular Student Alliance, to help out young people who are still trying to figure themselves out, trying to make their way in life, this is an excellent stepping stone that they can branch off further. So they can do the Secular Student Alliance stuff while they're in school, establish a sense of community, and have those connections with atheists and stuff around the country, and they can grow up to be like better activists, more active in their communities. It gives them an opportunity to see that there's rational people out there. And with networking and stuff, they get to be in touch with the atheist community, and it really helps us grow our numbers. Looking at any polls, you'll find that religion is on a massive decline, and atheism is on a huge incline. We are kicking ass out there. And obviously young people are our future, So to have these kind of groups and see our movement and community building exponentially like this is just so heartwarming. It's so awesome. So yeah, big shout out to the Secular Student Alliance. You guys do amazing work, very important work. I'm glad to support you any way I can, and hopefully I'll be able to make it out there next year again. So yeah, if you're not really familiar with the Secular Student Alliance, you can find them by looking up secularstudents.org if you want to go there and contribute, help, support in any way you can. They're one of the best organizations going right now, and they need all the support they can get. So I'll put a link in the show notes. Check them out. Do what you can to help them out, because they're helping us all. All right, let's move on. This week in Science versus Religion.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Okay, we have a good one here this week for Science versus Religion. First up in the Science Corner. You may have heard about this space probe called Juno that NASA launched back in August of 2011. And it was a probe that they sent to go to Jupiter. And the way that this probe worked, you can check its trajectory out on like Google Images and stuff. It's pretty badass because they shot it from Earth and then it whipped all the way around Earth. It did an elliptical rotation around Earth, then went back into Earth's gravity, and the gravity from Earth slingshot it towards Jupiter. And over the course of about 4 years, it made its way towards Jupiter. And then just last week, it got caught in Jupiter's orbit. The precision and the math and physics behind this understanding of all those subjects is just incredible. To launch something from Earth, and then 4 years later, through this precise, intricate planning, gets caught in Jupiter's orbit. Total success. And because of Juno, we can finally find out whether or not Jupiter has a solid core or not. I mean, surprisingly enough, a lot of people don't know this, but as far as we know, Jupiter has no surface. It's just a gas giant. A giant-ass planet made of gas. We don't know whether or not it has a solid core, but we're about to find that out. We still don't know how Jupiter was formed. Juno's going to help us figure that one out. And Jupiter has, it's called an aurora, I think. Like, you know how Earth has the aurora borealis, or the northern lights? Jupiter has a similar phenomenon, and we don't know why that is yet, but Juno's going to help us figure that one out. This is like really badass. This is an awesome achievement of science this week. If you want to read more about it, just Google Juno Jupiter. It'll tell you all about it. It is absolutely fascinating. Okay, now in Religion's Corner this week, we have a Muslim extremist dickhead drove a fucking truck into a crowd of people in Nice, France, killing 84 people and injuring about 200 others. Way to go, Religion. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, let's get this over with. Put 30 seconds on the clock and we'll find out which one wins this week. And go. Let's see. You know what? Fuck this. Cut the music. Cut the fucking music. Alright. I think it's pretty obvious this week that science is just going to go ahead and win hands down. Religion, step up your fucking game. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, this is the third Science versus Religion segment on Adam and Atheism, and right now the scoreboard reads Science 3, Religion 0. Better luck next time, Religion.
Hey, this is Courtney Emery, and you're listening to Adamant Atheism.
So I went to this Black Lives Matter rally not too long ago. Just there to show some support because of the constant killing of black men by police. Just gotten completely out of fucking hand. Black people are murdered 3.5 times as often as white people by police, and it's become an epidemic that needs to be addressed and resolved. So I try to help however I can, and I posted about going there on Facebook, and from the reaction I got from my more conservative friends, you would have thought I'm some racist motherfucker for supporting a Black Lives Matter cause. Because they're all about the All Lives Matter bullshit. This All Lives Matter horseshit just pisses me off to no end. Of course All Lives Matter. That's precisely the point behind Black Lives Matter. If all lives truly did matter in our society, a particular race wouldn't be killed 3.5 times as often. There's obviously a problem here that needs to be addressed. So yeah, black lives do matter. God damn, do you all lives matter motherfuckers go crash strangers' funerals yelling, I too have felt loss. You go to cancer fundraisers going, there's other diseases out there too. God damn. Just think if there was a house on fire and the fire department showed up and started hosing the house down and some conservative jackass coming over and saying, but all houses matter. Why are you just spraying this one down? Jesus fucking Christ. It's like the people who are saying save the rainforest. They're not saying fuck all the other type of forests. They're just saying that this is the one that's of particular concern right now, so let's address it. And it needs to be addressed. This all lives matter shit is privileged ass standpoint from these motherfuckers who thinks that their privilege is being checked in some way just because we're addressing a specific, obvious problem. Whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to say about racist issues too much. Being a white dude, I just want to be able to help in any way I can, but there's not a whole lot that I can say too much about it because I'm not in a position to where I can truly understand the plight of black people. But I want to try to understand, and I want to try to support them however I can. And speaking of racism, I have this friend named Martin Hughes. He does a blog on Pathos called Barrier Breaker. And a couple weeks ago, I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this guy called the Amazing Atheist on YouTube. His name is TJ Kirk. Stage name or screen name or whatever is the Amazing Atheist. He did this video called Responses to Questions from Black People on a BuzzFeed video. I think that's what it was. It was a video that BuzzFeed put out that black people were like rhetorically asking white people. And the Amazing Atheist did a response video where he tried to answer them, and he failed miserably, making himself look like a racist douchebag. So my friend Martin, a black guy who's a blogger, responded in a blog post. And TJ Kirk got wind of this blog post and read through it and responded with a 37-minute video reading and like responding like line for line to Martin's blog post. And then shit just hit the fan. It got to be really huge with a lot of the Amazing Atheist fans commenting on my friend Martin's blog, talking shit to him, and Martin having to respond, and they went on a back and forth, and they were eventually like agreed to a public debate to see whether or not TJ is actually racist. And once they had this debate planned out, TJ decided to back out. For whatever reason. It's whatever. So this got to be a pretty big story in the atheist community, so I got in touch with Martin to see if he wanted to do an interview to talk about the back and forth he had with the Amazing Atheist. And he agreed to come on, so here's my interview with Martin Hughes. It's a little longer than I usually do interviews. It's a little over a half hour, so check it out. This guy's got a lot of really good stuff to say. Hey, Martin, thanks for being on Adam and Atheism, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Awesome. Okay, so this whole thing was about a spat with you and the Amazing Atheist, or TJ Kirk, from YouTube, right?
Right.
Yeah, and what was the whole thing that started this whole shitstorm?
Well, initially it was a video that he posted. It was a response to 20 questions that black people have for white people.
Right.
And a few of his
BuzzFeed video, right?
What's that?
A BuzzFeed video?
Well, it wasn't there was a BuzzFeed video, and then there was another video that was like 20 questions that BuzzFeed didn't ask, right?
Oh, okay. Right.
He was responding to that. I saw that this video is kind of circulating around YouTube. Other people have responded to it, so maybe he, came along and responded to it kind of after or whatever. But like, some of the things that he was saying there really came across to me as somewhat racist. One of the most racist sounding comments from me was when he said that black culture was like a victim cult. Because I think that really reduces the legitimate concerns that a lot of black culture has regarding, continued racism into, well, they're just making it up, or, we shouldn't really pay attention to it when we're trying to solve very real problems in American society. So that seemed very unhealthy, and it was racist to me in that it was something that made it a lot more difficult for black individuals to